Meet Methuselah, likely oldest aquarium fish. Methuselah is the oldest person mentioned in the Bible, said to have lived to be 969 years old. It may not be quite that ancient, but a primitive creature living in a San Francisco museum, named after the biblical character, is believed to be the oldest living aquarium fish in the world.
We know for a fact that she got here in 38, but we don't know how old she was when she got here. Based on the pictures that I've seen and the size of her when she arrived, she wasn't young then either, so she wasn't a baby per se. So I want to say maybe tack on maybe 5-6 years since the time she was here.
Methuselah is a 4-foot-long Australian lungfish, weighing around 40 pounds.
I can literally just hold her in my arms and just like move her, manipulate her in the tank any way that I want, because if she's hungry, it's a very good motivator.
The primitive species have lungs and gills and are believed to be the first evolutionary link between fish and amphibians.
Yeah, they're really ancient fish, so they literally have lungs as well as gills, so it's thought that they were the in-between between fish and amphibians.
Brought to the California Academy of Sciences in 1938 from Australia, Methuselah was already believed to be around 5 or 6 years old, so biologists now estimate Methuselah to be 90. There was another Australian lungfish living in the Shed Aquarium in Chicago, which reached the age of 95, but that fish, named Granddad, died in 2017.
They're pretty rare in Australia nowadays. I don't know how it was back in the 30s. But they're protected by the Australian government, so it's probably impossible or very difficult to get another specimen over here in the States.
Methuselah's caretakers also believe the fish is female, although it's difficult to determine the species' sex without a risky blood draw. The Academy will send a tiny sample of her fin to researchers in Australia, who will try to confirm her sex and figure out her exact age.
We had a nice little experiment where we moved her to a larger tank because people were concerned that there wasn't enough room in this habitat for her. But she ended up not liking the larger tank, and then we decided to move her back here, where she now no longer has roommates, which she appreciates as well. So you might consider her a grumpy old woman, perhaps.
The Australian lungfish is now a threatened species and can no longer be exported from Australian waters. So biologists at the Academy say it's unlikely they'll get a replacement once Methuselah passes away. In the meantime, they say they'll continue giving her the best care, including her favorite treats, fresh figs and belly rubs.